Okay, good day, class. Today we're going to explore how we can use critical race theory to better understand the literature. CRT is a very powerful tool that helps us see how themes of race, identity, and power shape characters and stories. So for today's lesson, we're going to talk about The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, and we're going to see the CRT in action and explore themes like race, beauty, identity, and societal power. So let's have first our learning objectives for today. So the first one is understand critical race theory as it applies to literature. Second, analyze Piccola Breedlove's character in The Bluest Eye using CRT. And the last objective is recognize the impact of race, power, and identity in literature. So let's have our short activity. So it is entitled Seeing Through Different Lenses. So we're going to look at the few pictures here. So these are the pictures of the characters from a different well-known books. So please look or take a moment to look at each one, and I want you to share the first word that comes to your mind when you look at each character. So let's start with the first picture. May I call in Harry? Okay, great. Can I have Morissette for the second picture? Very good. Let's have the third picture. Potter. Great. And let's have the last picture, Matilda. Okay, thank you so much. Now, let's think about why we use those words to describe these characters. So what might influence you how we see them? Is it by their background or their appearance? Okay, can I have Jumo? Okay, through their appearance. So you can describe them through their appearance. Very good. And now let's have this leads us to our main tool today, so which is the critical race theory. So by using critical race theory, we look beyond the surface and ask questions like how does society's view of race shape how characters view themselves and others. So Now these let's are move on the to key the section con- of text analyzing The Bluest Eye by Morrison. So let's focus on, or let's dive on the specific passages to understand Piccola Breedlove's experience using CRT. So let's have the first one, the passage on Piccola's desire for blue eyes. So for you, how does Piccola's desire for blue eyes reveal the societal beauty standards? Can I have Marie? Okay, that's a great idea. Who else? Can I have Nera? Yes, that's a good idea. Thank you so much. Now, let's have the CRT analysis for this passage. So, this desire for blue eyes shows the internalized racism Piccola has absorbed in her society, that whiteness equals beauty and worth, so which makes her feel she must change to be valued in her community. Okay, so let's move on to the second passage, passage on Piccola's relationships. So, question: how do race and power dynamics affect Piccola's relationships and experiences? You can raise your hand if you want to answer. Yes, John. Okay, thank you so much. Another one, please. Can I have Maria? Yes, that's great. Okay, so for CRT analysis in this passage, so by looking at these interactions through CRT, we see how Piccola is often powerless due to racial and social hierarchies in her community. So CRT reveals the often invisible power imbalances that can shape a person's whole life. Okay, let's move on to the next one. It's all about the passage on Piccola's story as a counter narrative. So, what does Morrison's portrayal of Piccola's story say about marginalized voices and counter storytelling? Okay, can I have Roshan? Yes, that's a good idea. Thank you so much. Another one, please. Yes, that's good. So for CRT analysis in this passage, Morrison uses Piccola's perspective as a counter story to challenge the beauty standards and racial ideals of society. So through CRT, we see how Piccola's voice stands as a powerful critic of mainstream norms. Okay, thank you so much. Now let's move on to our next activity, which is called reflection activity. So you're going to take a few minutes to reflect personally on a time you felt outside of societal standards or ideals. How did it shape you, and what can we learn from these experiences, and how might literature reveal these truths? So I will give you 5 minutes to reflect this one, and I will ask you one by one. Okay, time's up. Okay, you can share your ideas now. Okay, thank you so much. Now I will group you into five. So let's have group discussions. So you're going to talk about these questions. The first one is, what parts of Piccola's story resonate with you? And how does the Bluest Eye challenge or reinforce societal norms? And the second question is, you're going to imagine the story from other characters' perspective. How might it be different if Piccola were privileged in some way? So I will give you 5 minutes to discuss it with your group mates. Okay, time's up. Can I have the representative from group 1? Representative from group 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, thank you so much for sharing your answers. That's good. And now let's have the creative reflection. So you're going to write a brief counter story or monologue. You can write from Piccola's perspective or from the perspective of character you feel represents a marginalized voice. You are feel free to draw from your own experiences. Okay, timer starts now. Okay, are you done? You can pass your paper or you can pass it from your group mate. Okay, thank you. So before we will end our lesson, so I have a question for you. So how did CRT help you understand the Bluest Eye differently? Okay, you can raise your hand. Yes. Oh, very good. Another one, please. How about Angel? Okay, very good. Thank you. And for your assignment, you're going to write a 200-word journal entry on how Toni Morrison uses Piccola's perspective as a counter narrative. And how does CRT help us see Morrison's purpose in choosing Piccola's voice? So you're going to write this one in a long bond paper, and you're going to pass this one tomorrow before 7:40 a.m. Okay, thank you so much, class. You may now take your break.